Hi guys, I got a little hot toddy with me right now. Hot toddy for my Q&A, because as you can see, my voice is still kind of annoying. Let's do this shit. Did you ever do college radio? No, but I wish. I was on the radio once in high school, like interviewing DJs and stuff. I don't know. Man, any Tinder experiment updates? No. Clearly my YouTube audience wanted to know things in one particular theme. What's up with your dating life? You don't want to know, cause nothing. Well, not nothing, but you don't want to know. Okay, cool. What's the best way you found to juggle your social life with your work life? Well, I haven't started my new work life yet, so I'm not quite sure yet, so I'll get back to you as soon as I figure that out. Thoughts on tasteful side boob, as long as it's tasteful and in the right context. I mean, no, actually, boobs are great. You go for it. If you could make one animal the size of a house and ride it into battle, what would it be? My mind instantly went to like elephant-sized puppy and puppy-sized elephant. So like, I think an elephant-sized puppy, like a house-sized puppy, kind of like Clifford, like the Clifford the Big Red Dog. Cause like the best way to win a battle is with cuteness, and what is more cute than a fucking huge puppy? Childhood movie you could watch over and over again. The Goonies. When I got that movie on DVD when my mom bought it for me, I watched it every day for a week because I had the biggest crush on Mikey. Like teenage Sean Astin was my teenage dream. And Sean Astin's coming to Emerald City Comic Con this year, as well as Nathan Fillion and a whole bunch of other people, and I was like, oh god, I've never wanted to go to Comic Con more than right now. Thoughts on vegetarianism? As long as you are a vegetarian that doesn't make non-vegetarians feel like terrible people, go for it. I do not have the willpower to stop eating chicken and pork, but just as long as you don't make me feel like an asshole about it, that's cool. You do you. I might be able to do vegetarianism. Veganism, I couldn't do. I like cheese way too much. And eggs. I eat way too many eggs. Do you feel the burn? Of course I do. That burn. That burn. The day I'm recording this is the day of the New Hampshire primaries. Fuck yeah, New Hampshire's feeling the burn. By the way, everybody go out and vote in your primaries and caucuses because it's the only way we're gonna make a difference, okay? Cool, awesome. What hair color do you wanna do next? Honestly, I'm kinda digging this like swampy concrete greenish color. I mean, obviously I'm gonna do it blue again, but I have some purple that I'm gonna mix in to see if it fades more of like a silvery and less greeny. I don't know. I don't hate it though. Any tips for how to be a better Lush or Hot Topic customer? Or basically any tips on how to be a better retail customer? Don't be an asshole. Just have common courtesy, basically. And if you aren't sure if you have enough money to go out and buy something, check and see if you have enough money to buy that thing before you buy it, and then you won't have to come back an hour later and return it and make us feel like a fucking idiot and make you look like a dickbag and us hate you for the rest of the day. How's your book coming and can we read it? It is coming along wonderfully. I actually recently finished a chapter that I'm probably the most proud of all the chapters that I've written. It's about 13 pages and it's very painfully personal. I sent it to a bunch of people who I know personally. If we know each other on like a friendship level, let me know. I'll send it to you if you want to read it. But it's very personal and involves people that would otherwise see it on the internet that I don't really want to see it. So I'm not sharing it, but as soon as I get more like, I don't know, more shorter chapters out there into the ether, I will also release it out into the Wi-Fi. The ether net, get it? Puns! Favorite concert venue in Washington State? Oh god, the Paramount. When it comes to like big shows, I really love the Paramount. It has superior like sound quality to like so many other big venues. Like WAMU Theater has the worst sound. Like people have been going to so many shows at WAMU lately. I'm like, why? Why? When it comes to like club venues, like smaller venues, I really love Numos and the Showbox at the Market, not Soto, because again, Soto sucks. Yeah, toss up between Paramount, Numos, Showbox. Favorite camera lens out of what you own? I really love the versatility that the lens I use for filming is. I also use it at shows, obviously. It's my 24 to 70 millimeter, but I really love the capabilities I have with my little 50 millimeter f1.4, just because it picks up so much light, and the bokeh quality, it just takes really beautiful photos. I don't know, I use that the most for shows just because most of the shows that I shoot these days are really fucking dark because they're at like small venues that have terrible lighting. What sparked your love for music? Well, my family. My mom and my uncle are both very devoted music fans. My uncle was super into the grunge scene growing up when he was around my age, and like he saw Nirvana's last show in Seattle. He's seen Alice in Chains a gazillion times. He was really into Bush. He was really into Stone Temple Pilots, Pearl Jam, and then my mom's like favorite band of all time is the Eagles, and she's seen them like 7 times. So both my mom and my uncle raised me to be a music fan. We were never like a radio family. We were always like a CD family. You know? Get it? Maybe? Would you ever get a tattoo? Hells to the yeah. If so, what would you get? I want to get this on my right shoulder, on the back of my right shoulder. It's the cover of Typhoon's White Lighter. A lot of significance, long story. I also want to get an ampersand, probably on my foot or my ankle, somewhere around my ankle area, just to test it out. That'll probably be my first tattoo just because it'll be small and out of sight in case something were to go wrong. I also want to get something on the inside of my right wrist because that's where I get stamped for shows. So it'd be kind of like an homage to like camera and concerts and stuff. Eventually I want to get a We Are Scientists tattoo too, I just haven't figured it out yet. How do you stay motivated? This isn't necessarily the best way for everybody to do it, but when I'm having a particularly low time when it comes to like creativity and just like life, I tend to surround myself with a lot of people, and I like getting a lot of feedback from my friends and from the people around me, whether or not it's about like something creatively, like that chapter I sent to a ton of people to know what they thought. I don't know, I just like talking it out with a lot of people so that A, I can get encouragement, B, I know I'm not wasting my time, and C, it just helps to like talk it out, to like, I don't know, get juices flowing rather than just having it all inward, you know? And I drink a lot of coffee. Favorite lyric and song that always makes you feel happy? I don't know if there's like a lyric particularly because that is way too much to narrow down, but The Great Escape by We Are Scientists always makes me feel happy. It always makes me smile. It's one of the first Was songs I ever heard, and it's just so like upbeat and like making my escape, tell myself that. It was from a really happy time of my life, and it reminds me a lot of fun things, and obviously they're my favorite band, so like happy times. Yeah, Great Escape, We Are Scientists. Favorite thing about Seattle? Oh, you guys know me so well. There's so many things, honestly. Like, I'm gonna try and avoid saying the music because there's so much music. I love the community aspect of Seattle. The Seattle freeze is very real. Like, it's very hard to like make friends when you're coming out of town, from out of town at least. You make a lot of acquaintances, but once you do finally make friends and find yourself in like a close-knit group of friends, they're really close. It's like everybody's kind of their own little family, and everybody's really supportive of each other, and I don't know, because we're like all the way up here and so secluded from most of the other like big cities, it doesn't feel like a big city, and like our summers are perfect and we have really good Asian food. Honestly, the only like bad part about living in Seattle is the traffic, like the driving, like getting around the city is a pain in the ass. It's like the worst traffic ever. If you weren't living in Seattle, where do you think you'd be? Probably Portland. Portland's like the closest thing. I've honestly been thinking about this a lot lately. Like, if I would want to move somewhere, where would I want to move? I feel like I would be more inclined to move to another country for a little while. But I always feel like I'm gonna end up in Seattle. Like, Seattle's where I'm meant to be, and like I feel like I'll settle down here, whether or not it's with a family or not. I don't know. Basically, I want to die here. Do you ever feel lonely? What are you trying to get at, huh? Honestly, I feel like there's 2 different kinds of lonely. One kind of lonely is when you've been cooped up in your house for 3 days and you haven't talked to anybody else and you're like, I need people. In that case, I'll just get out of my house. Like, I've been kind of cooped up here the last 2 days because I've been sick, but with that kind of loneliness, I just go outside. Like, I just go, whether or not I'm like working on something, I'll go to a coffee shop just to be surrounded by other humans. Or I'll call somebody up. What are you doing? Want to get dinner? Want to get a drink? Whatever. But the other kind of loneliness is just the kind more internally, more just like emotionally, that I can attest to, I can identify with. Honestly, the best way to distract myself when I'm feeling that kind of loneliness, I'll masturbate. It releases endorphins. It makes you happy. Also, orgasms. What are good neighborhoods to live in Seattle? Good or affordable? There's a difference. Good neighborhoods are places like Fremont, Ballard, Queen Anne, Magnolia, right? Affordable places to live in Seattle, Greenwood. Green Lake is decent, U District is decent, Central District is decent. Ballard, you can get things, you just have to look really hard. Fremont, you also have to look really hard. Capitol Hill is where the most people are moving right now, so don't even try. And also it's gotten so Amazon-y and so like fucking college yuppie, college bro bullshit. No. Is there one album that you find that's the cure for any mood, whether happy or sad? Cure for happiness is Bon Iver. Just fucking cry. But any Weird Scientist makes me feel better, and that's just from like a biased point of view. But the other part of the question is there one album that nurtures a range of emotions? And one that I actually really like listening to in all different kind of situations, Merriweather Post Pavilion by Animal Collective, because it's so complex and so abstract and so many different parts of it are so different. And one thing I actually recently learned about that album from my friend Zach, apparently they've recorded that record and mixed it so that it sounded at its optimum quality actually at Merriweather Post Pavilion, which is really fucking cool. Now that you live on your own, would you ever consider getting a pet? I've had a pet my whole life. Like my family has a dog. I maybe went for like a month without having a dog. I want a pet eventually. It's just I can't afford one and I can't care for one at this moment in time because I'm getting a new job and my apartment won't let me. What is your stance on garlic bread? Do you like wrestling? No. An album where you value every single song. White Lighter, Typhoon. Already made a whole video about that. Long story short, lead singer wrote it thinking he was gonna die. Made me realize that I could have died. Feelings. What camera and video editing software would you recommend for a blogger? And this kid has a PC. Basically Adobe. I haven't tried the Adobe Cloud stuff yet, so I don't really know how that works. I hear it's really good. I don't know, I'm just going old school and downloading this shit illegally, you know? Cameras? Any of the Rebel series by Canon. Will you miss anything about working at the mall? I won't miss anything about working at the mall. I will miss things about working at my stores. I hated the mall. I despised mall parking lots, and I despised mall people. But I will miss my coworkers, and the fun things we got to do at Lush, and the music we got to listen to, and the discounts. Favorite alcoholic drink? Oh my, anything with whiskey? I love what this person said. You seem to have loads of friends. Do you find it easy to socialize or do you have to push yourself to do it? I mean, lately I've just been making friends because they're friends of the friends that I already have. So like, I just hang out with people a lot. I go to shows, like that's my socializing. Like I don't go to like clubs or bars just for shits and giggles, like I go to shows. What is your least favorite band? This question, so I threw this question out to my sister and she was like, if you say Nickelback, I'm gonna punch you in the face. I wasn't gonna say Nickelback, thank you very much. Worst band. Okay. I would rather listen to like the shitty, screamo-y, metal-y bands that we would listen to in the stereo at Hot Topic than listen to bands like Florida Georgia Line. Like those like country pop boy band bullshit things, any of those bands. Now onto Twitter! That was a lot of Instagram questions. You guys are really active on Instagram. Current favorite matte lip product. I am digging the ColourPop ones. I love the ColourPop liquid matte lipsticks. One matte lipstick that's not like the dried down ones. I really love the matte lip crayons from Bite Beauty. They're relatively natural. They're in Sephora. They're not too expensive, but they're not cheap either. I have a lipstick that I wear all the time, and they last so long on the lips. They're like matte, but not like powdery matte. They're more of like a satiny matte, you know? Would you ever consider coming to Alaska sometime to visit, to do a meet and greet? I've never thought about coming to Alaska, but it wouldn't be the first place I would want to travel to. Nothing against Alaska, but like there's a lot of other places that I feel like I want to go to way before Alaska. What other YouTubers are your favorite besides Grace and Mamrie and Hannah? Emma Blackery, Olin Rogers. I really love Jake Sedwell's videos too. He doesn't post a lot, but I really like them. Obviously Connor Manning, cause Connor's fucking slaying at life and cheekbones. Tazzy Faye, fucking love Tazzy Faye. Always hilarious, always funny, always poignant. Beauty gurus that I watch all the time. I love Shan XO. I think she's talented as fuck. And I love Vintage or Tacky. Cora, it's pretty rad. Oh my god, I love Glam and Gore. Glam and Gore is awesome. It was getting real warm in here. Real warm. I just had to empty things off the memory card because my memory card was full. Last YouTuber I wanted to give a major shout out to is my friend Lena. She goes by Just Kiss My Frog here on the internet. And she posted a video recently all about like self-image and self-worth and everything, and it was super inspiring, and I was like, why are you always making videos that just like make me feel shit, Lena? The one question that I got on Tumblr, where have you traveled and what are some of the top countries you would love to travel to someday? Washington, Oregon, Idaho, California, Arizona, Nevada, Montana, North Dakota, Minnesota, Ohio, New York, New Jersey, Colorado, Hawaii, 14 states. And then I've been to BC, Canada. And then the other place I've been to, I went to Australia several years ago to visit my father when he was working down there. I want to go to England, obviously, because like so many of my friends are there, just all over the United Kingdom, like England, Scotland, Wales. I love to go to Norway because my family is Norwegian, and apparently we actually have like family up there, and it's really pretty, and they have really good desserts, and you can see the northern lights up there. And then maybe New Zealand. I mean, I've been to Australia. That's close. Amsterdam too. Now that it's 12:16 and I've been trying to film this over the last like 4 hours. Yay! I know. So I was watching Jessica Jones earlier. If you hadn't noticed, all I was wearing was a hoodie underneath my fake leather jacket. And it was the last episode. I finished it earlier, and there was this song in it by Sleigh Bells. It's called Demons. Demons by Sleigh Bells. It's super rad. It was like such a badass track, and I was like, what is this song? So I had to Shazam it real fast. I knew it was Sleigh Bells, but I didn't know what it was called. But Demons by Sleigh Bells. I heard that earlier, and it was super awesome. So that's your song of the day. I'm gonna go fight some crime. Not really, but now I just need to watch Daredevil. I'm gonna get into all the Marvel things. That was really long.